DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as Mill Nikon. And say hello to my other co-hosts and Vixens. We've got Ren Vapes.
Hello.
Hi. And we've got Jen, the E-Juice Fairy.
I hope everybody's Sunday's fabulous. Hope everybody's done all their Christmas shopping and been in those crowds and felt all energized like me.
Nothing energized. Is that what what those crowds do to you? Energize you?
I had to take some meds after I got home, so this is me on meds. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I didn't go out. I'm just messing. They thought of going out drove me insane all day. I actually had to go out, and I put it off, and then it was showtime.
I did. I went out, it was Friday, and I'm thinking, okay, Friday, like during the day, won't be that bad. People will still be working. No, it was still nuts, and there was a couple times that I just had to like breathe and be like, "'Tis the season."
I mean, if they know we're going out, they should just everybody should go home and let us do our shopping. And then come back out after we're gone.
Yeah, that's right. Gosh darn it. But anyway, it wasn't that bad. It was just, there were a couple tense white knuckle steering wheel moments, but it wasn't too bad. And yeah, so Adam and Gil, you guys have noticed we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, guys.
Woo-woo!
Yay! It's been what, 9 months since we started the show. And we hit the 1,000 mark
before the year was up.
That's awesome, yeah.
And it went so fast. After it was at like 800, that last 100 went like what, in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I mean, I know that we've been telling you guys like, subscribe, bring a friend. So thank you for all of you.
Thank you. Yes, it's all because of you guys, for sure.
That's absolutely right. So we can like and subscribe all we want. There's only so many emails we can make.
That's right. I have so many darn alt accounts, guys. I don't have any of my alt accounts subscribed. But so because of the 1,000, we wanted to make it special for you guys, not just for us, that we hit 1,000 mark. So we hit up Flavora, Bryson, Brendan, you guys rock. And they have agreed to help us out. We're gonna do a giveaway.
Sorry.
So they have agreed to give away 50 flavors. Now we can do
it to one for every person.
I mean, no, not quite, but we do have a couple options, and we love your input. So we can do one big 50 flavor winner, like boom, there's a whole bunch of flavors, or they said we could also do 5 different 10 flavor winners. So we thought it would be really good to get your guys' input on what you think, what you would like to see. Do you want more chances to win a few flavors, or do you want like a chance to win a whole bunch of them? Tell us what you guys think. So I think it's really awesome of Flavor to do that for us.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking in chat, so I'm looking for the responses from you guys to see what you guys want us to do. For real, because we're like, do we give it all to one person and do a randomizer, or should we give more people opportunities? So
yeah, and so far, like more They want
yeah,
them.
5 winners. And so I think that's probably what we'll do is 5 different winners. And then that'll give us a chance to kind of, have more people a chance, maybe different platforms or different avenues, ways of winning. So we'll iron all that out, and on the next week's show will be one of the the giveaway. So yeah, I think that's really cool, and I'm just stoked to be at 1,000 subscribers. Like I never thought that it would be this fast. I think less than a year.
It took me like 2-3 years. Mind you, I don't upload as much these days.
But didn't you in the beginning?
Yes, because I wasn't working full time, so that really gave me a whole lot more time to do stuff. Working full time,
It took some of that away from you, huh?
Yeah, and plus the show came along, and I don't know. There's only so much I like to be on the internet. And like I feel like I already have a Monday through Friday job that I have to be here at this time. Like in case I do want to have a life, I'd like to have the option. And even as little as I do now on the weekend, it really does like impact stuff sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, I think consistency is a big key in growing a following. Is if you do the same every week, every same time,
Yeah.
Everything. I think that's a big part of it. So, and of course,
having guests on helps.
Having guests on, and I always spam the crap out of it in every single Facebook group I'm in. Like, hey, MIXINVIXENS, come watch. So that helps too. But and you're very.
Anytime anybody is discussing a recipe, and if it's something we've done the profile, I'll stick that in there. Another thing I've been doing, I cross post, so I have it on ELR and on ATF. And on ELR are episodes after the episode on the rest. I put the link to that episode on my recipe.
Oh, so nice.
When they go in there and they look at the recipe, they can easily click on that link and watch it.
Yeah. And Ren is very much more discreet. Like she doesn't advertise her shows. Like I'll see Fresh like advertising her shows.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Like it's just I don't know. It's a thing.
Yeah,
a thing.
I don't have a lot of confidence, but I don't really want to go there. So anyway,
so are you about ready for Christmas, Ren?
I am. I have most of my shopping done. I have to go and mail Leilani's package, which is going to be fun because I don't go to the post office ever. Like I always ship like the little envelopes that are like usually flavors, so you can just weigh them at home and print out a label. But hers has got some weight to it.
Going to the post office in the States is just awful.
It is. It's terrible.
None of them like their job, and they're all just really rude. And like the people waiting are just in a bad mood, and it's just. Ugh.
In a small town, it's not like that here.
Yeah,
and Rick got some weight in it. Get one of those packages that is whatever fits is that amount of money, because those are always cheaper when you've got weight.
Well, I mean, it's not that heavy. It's just it's too big to be putting in like even like the big priority envelopes. Like honestly, even like the highest priority box or the biggest one, I don't think would be able to fit everything. So.
Crap, the biggest one is $18, and I put a bunch of shit for my son in one of those.
Yeah, I don't know, but I need to figure it out because it needs to go. I was like I always think I have so much time, and then it's like, okay, like tomorrow's the 17th, and yeah, I need to get that. Well, I was waiting on something to come in. Like things have been taking a little bit longer than what I'm used to. So
they should have it day. Like priority always takes me 2 or 3 days. And that's it, max. And right now it's been taking 3 to 4 days. And I know that we're complaining, and there's Emily, and she has to wait 11 days within the country. So I mean,
that's what she gets for living in Canada.
Thanks, Red.
No, actually, I think Canada's lovely. I would probably move up there if I knew people.
It's awesome. You should totally come. But you know,
then again, I was drunk when I was up there, so my perception might be a little skewed.
Yeah. But from what I hear, or what I've seen or experienced while I was there, a lot of my friends like drinking a lot in Canada too. So.
Well, me and my friend, like I have family in Michigan, so it was just literally a bridge away. And this is back before you needed a passport. So we would just go over there. Plus she was like underage for the US, but like in this, over there, it's lower.
18, 19? So
right, 19. So we would go over there, have fun, go to the casino.
Yeah. 19 to drink there?
Yeah. And I would do that too, Mike, because I would just
it just blows my mind. The whole driver's license thing is more of an issue than drinking.
Yeah. Oh, because it's got like a multi-stage licensing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get your L, and which means you can only drive. It's like our learner's permit in the States. And then you get your N, which means you can drive by yourself. But yet you have to have that for a while before you can get your full license. And I don't remember, I think if you have your N, you can only have so many people in the car that aren't your family with you. Which, I mean, I guess it's kind of good. So you can't just be like a teenager driving around with a bunch of your friends, having a good time, not paying attention to the road.
I guess. My daughter needs to go to work. She's got a car. She's got to drive.
Well, and you can do that with an N. You can drive by yourself or with as much family as you want. You just can't have a bunch of unlicensed people that aren't your family in the car with you.
Got
it. So anyway.
How was the mixing this week for you guys?
I did not enjoy it at all.
What?
No, I'm not a booze fan. Sorry.
No.
I don't like the booze stuff. So my mix is I've heard from other people that it's good, but I don't enjoy it myself. So we'll see.
It's hard to smooth it out. Like it has almost like that nail polish flavor, and like I don't know. It's kind of I had some difficulty because like I had some good ideas. Like I was gonna make a White Russian, which I love in real life, but then I was mixing it. I'm like, this is not good. So.
Well, the only thing I don't like about mine, but other people did, is the addition of peppermint. And I went so low in it, and I think I needed to go even lower. I would have
because the peppermint can clash with what you're doing if you're not careful. Because
I mean, it's not bad. It's very smooth. It's just I lost a lot of the booze, and I am a booze person, so.
Yeah, you like that boozy stuff, so.
See, I like to drink it. I don't like to vape it.
I don't even like to drink it.
Speaking of which, I got some horchata last night.
You had what?
Horchata?
Oh, horchata. I've never actually had that.
Rum chata. I'm sorry, rum chata.
Oh, I've had rum chata. Rum chata is good. It's very sweet, though.
It is very sweet. I was hoarding it. We were at a Christmas party doing that pink elephant kind of thing, where everybody does a gift thing. And I put it in the freezer, but everybody was drinking hard liquor. So I took out little shot glasses and gave all the ladies a shot glass and left my bottle in the freezer and didn't go back for any more the rest of the night because I am off of work this week and I plan on waking up to coffee with rum chata this week.
Nice.
I didn't even drink enough last night. I DD'd. I was like, I'm not drinking this. I'm saving it.
Save it for yourself.
So yeah, but I did want to do an alcohol because Eileen has been, thirsty in the comments. So this one was for you, girl. Hopefully you like it.
Yours?
Huh?
What's the name of your recipe?
I was gonna name it On That Lean, like L-E, like Eileen. But I don't really know if anyone would get it, so I was like, It would have been funny though to like 3 people.
Yeah.
To like 3 people, I would have gotten it, and you could have explained it like you just did.
But if you gotta explain a joke, it's not as funny.
It's not funny, yeah.
And then like, who's gonna click on it? They're like, I don't want to like drink lean, because isn't lean like that isn't like cough syrup and like something?
I don't know.
Or am I like, I don't know. I'm not good on all like the slang like that because I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
messing
have to
around
pull
with
up
stuff like that.
that dictionary, that urban dictionary.
Urban. Yeah.
Yeah, lean. Our tech producer saying that. Yeah, that's lean.
Okay.
All right. Well, Rin, do you want to go first then?
Sure. So I went like a lot of different directions. I went like 3 different directions. I started off trying to do like an eggnog, like a spiked eggnog. And for some reason, I just couldn't get that to work. So I scrapped it. Then I moved on to a white Russian, which I really like in real life. It's really good. But the vodka in it, I think, was screwing it up. So I scrapped that as well. So then I just decided I was going to do kind of like, it's similar to a white Russian because white Russian has Kahlua, cream, and like vodka. So it's got like a coffee element-ish to it. So I figured I'd do like a spiked coffee, and that one turned out pretty well. So I used smooth cappuccino cream for the coffee base. I tried a few different ones, and that one was just the one that tasted the best, so I stuck with that. Then I added vanilla cream extra, also by Wonder Flavors, for a little bit of a vanilla note and some body to thin out the alcohol, because that was one problem I had with the alcohol element, is it was thinning out everything really badly, even at a low percentage. So I wanted to add some creaminess and all that back into it. So I used that, but it wasn't quite enough. So I added the Flavora cream at 0.5% just to smooth it out, give it more of like a rich, nice, because I wanted the booze to be an afterthought, not like up front, like you're having a shot. And then, so I used Kentucky bourbon at 0.5% from TFA because I just like that bourbon. I tried Vape Train's bourbon and a couple different ones, but it was kind of little too harsh, at least initially, and I didn't really have time to steep it because like we were coming to a deadline. So I used that, and then I added some because I wanted it to have like a nutty note to it, because I like hazelnut coffee, stuff like that has like a nice little nut note. So I added the honey roasted peanuts at 0.25%. It's a pretty strong flavor in my opinion, and it can overpower really easily. So I wanted to keep it really low. But it just gives it a nice little extra something into it, and it pairs nicely with the vanilla and the coffee notes.
This looks really good. I'm really glad to see that you used smooth cappuccino cream. Because in my opinion, like that's a really underrated flavor. It's a really nice coffee, like a creamy coffee flavor that you don't get any of the burnt tire notes or popcorn or anything like that. And,
yeah,
it needs to be used more often.
Yeah, it's a really good flavor. I was actually very surprised when I tested it because I did not have high hopes for it, because I don't like most coffee flavorings out there. I probably like 5% maybe of coffee flavors. But yeah, it was really good.
Higher than what I like. I mean, I like maybe 3 different coffees, period. Bottom line, end of story.
Well, I've tried a lot of like obscure coffees. So when you try like so many, like your percentage goes up. I don't know. Because at this point, like I have so many flavors. It's like I kind of go for the more obscure ones. And like I'll dig for like a coffee note. Like I really need a good coffee. Like, let me try this. But yeah, it's really good as far as like the smooth cappuccino. As far as the mixture in general, it's only been steeping since I think this last version I did it like last night, because it's been like a all week process between all the different versions. So it might mellow out and become even better. But as it is, it's good. It's the best that I had made of the like 10 mixtures I did.
Yeah, and I bet it's smooth with that Kentucky bourbon. It's a nice that one's a nice. It's not too invasive of a bourbon. It's nice and smooth and kind of more mellow than some other ones. So
I really wanted to use the Holy RY4, because I think that would have been really good with like bourbon and all that. But I felt like that'd be cheating.
Why? Why would it be cheating?
Well, Fresh, I think, did one just recently that was like pretty much the same thing. And I'm like, I'm going to try to be a little different. I'm not going to cheat. So this is what we got.
Thing.
I'll probably have my dad try it because it's something that is kind of in his wheelhouse, see if he likes it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Now I feel kind of silly for putting the peppermint in there because I know it only had a peppermint in the thing, and I thought about it. I was going to say, oh, it looks like a straw.
It does have a little bit of peppermint in mine too, so it tasted like you used the candy cane to stir it or something, you know.
Yeah,
I ignored that candy cane.
That probably was smart. Mine's a little weird. I've heard it's good, but it's a little weird with the peppermint. Like I think it would have been better without it, but.
Well, I did the peppermint or the mints in the first week, so I was like, yeah. I did my time. I'm not going back.
Your dues.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a peppermint straw that's just for decoration.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do with mine too, because I went to in Puerto Rico. There's a drink called coquito, right? And it is a coconut eggnog type, right? It doesn't have very much egg. It's mostly egg white. It has some egg white in it, but it's made out of, you take condensed milk, you take evaporated milk, you take coconut milk, rum, the eggs, you blend that all together. It escapes me. It has cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon. It's like an horchata. It's got some rice. You can add rice milk instead of regular milk in there. And it's delicious. It's really good, but you cannot afford to drink that any other time other than during Christmas because it's got like a zillion calories. One of those drinks is your entire daily value of calories. It is a dessert drink, but it's very, very boozy too. So it's one of those things that you give a kid, even little kids, you give them a little shot when they're little and they're like, yum, but it burns on the way down. It's warm. You know what I mean? They don't come back for more because like the aftertaste gets them, you know.
What is it called?
Coquito.
Coquito.
So my horchata de coco is a version of my coquito. But this one, I added the peppermint, and I figured, you know, if I was going to make that here locally for my local folks, they would probably go for it with a stick of peppermint in it, you know? And then I was afraid that it would get, you know, when you put cinnamon and peppermint together, you get that, that fire, icy hot type effect. And so I was afraid of that tremendously. So I didn't add any additional peppermint to mine. I'm hoping that mine is already up in chat so that I can go over it since I'm
yeah, it is.
So let me go to my recipe so I can go over the flavors that I used. So it's usually made with rum, but the picture clearly shows bourbon in it. Not only does it show bourbon, none of the rums that I have in my collection are boozy enough to give you that warm burn that you would get from a normal coquito, right? So I did use Flavora bourbon and I bumped that up to 1.5%. I probably could have gone all the way up to 3, but I was afraid of making it too dark also. I use horchata smooth at 3%. And so horchata smooth and Bavarian cream are my cream. And it's FA Bavarian cream because TFA would have had that emulsifying effect where it would have muttered everything up together. But the FA one it's got all the creams with none of the triacetin, none of the smoothing effect that TFA has in it. And then I didn't want to use, I don't like Capella's. And that was the best choice for it. I use 0.75 fresh cream to make it even more frothy and bring that up. I used coconut candy. Believe it or not, that was a better choice than the Flavora sweet coconut because it's got more of a candy note. And like I said in the beginning, it's sweet. So it's meant to be sweet. Anyhow, coconut candy is my old school coconut, so I figured I'd just use it. I have it, might as well put it to good use. Eggnog, because eggnog has all the components that you need for an eggnog. There's no other way to put it. It's got all the stuff, but I use macadamia nut because with the coconut candy brings forward the coconut and it brings the candy note. It brings it forward, but it's missing the nutty note of a coconut. The nut portion of it. Macadamia nut is a very creamy, smooth, nutty flavor that's almost milky. So I figured that would really blend in here really well. And I put it in there at a low amount, 0.5. It's low, but it's not like ridiculously low. It's not an untasted note. It's not like 0.1 or 0.25 like I do with a lot of stuff. Let's see, what am I missing? Sweet cream. I know, Emily. Emily's gonna be like, why did you use sweet cream? Well, because
I don't have anything against sweet cream.
Yeah, well, you've said it before. Anytime I've used it, you've asked me that.
Well, sometimes it fits. Sometimes
it blends well with the cream fresh. It creates a milk note, and it has the butter in it, and it's got the little bit of sour notes that the horchata is missing. Horchata is thinner. It's not as creamy. And I needed something that was neutral, milky, creamy, but not vanilla. So that's where the sweet cream came in, along with the fresh cream. Now, I'll tell you, that little bit of peppermint I put in there at 0.05, you can taste it. It's supposed to taste like the stick in the mix, but because this is so creamy, and I've been tasting it tonight for the first time. I put it away. It wasn't in my wheelhouse for most of the week because I was like, oh, it's got peppermint in it. I'm not in the mood. But I definitely do taste it on the back note. It does not, luckily, it did not do that fire ice combo. I think it's because I have so many creams in there. And horchata doesn't have that spicy peppermint. I mean, it does, but it's in a different family than Red Hots. So it does come out. It does taste pretty freaking good, but it does not taste like coquito. So it's not authentic to the actual drink because of the peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
However, I might want to make a coquito, stick a peppermint in it, and see what I get there.
Yeah. Nice. You know, I like another underused flavor that you use. I really like is that TFA horchata smooth. That's good stuff.
I love that stuff. I don't like a lot of cinnamons. Cinnamons are too dry for me or something. I get cardboard from most cinnamons. That is probably when I'm mixing with creams. If I want a cinnamon note, that is my go-to. It's very, very light. The cinnamon is different. It's a creamy cinnamon. It's what I like.
Nice.
and how about
the flavor of peppermint? Like it's 0.05% may not seem like a lot, but it's a strong peppermint. So I bet that's just enough to kind of get you that stirred with the candy cane, effect.
Fresh candy cane, because the center of a candy cane stops being as pepperminty, and it becomes like more of the sweetness.
Yeah.
So, like the outside coating of a peppermint. It is cold. It's not that cold. It's just a touch, but it's still there. And it just killed my dreams because I wanted the authenticity of coquito. But other people don't know what it's supposed to coquito taste like, so they'll think it's lovely.
Nice.
Does chat have any questions? Anybody ragging on me out there? Let me look. Because I don't do chat. And
yeah, Leilani said, what alternate reality is this? You kept under 10 flavors.
Well, there's not much you can keep adding to coquito without ruining it. If you take that peppermint out, as a matter of fact, I'm going to remix it without the peppermint to see how close I was to the original booze. It is boozy, but I think
Yeah, because that Flavor bourbon's really nice. Like it's a very boozy bourbon.
It gets lost in the creams though.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have steeped it a couple of days, so I think it's pretty mellowed out in the horchata. It's very nice. It's balanced. It's very nice, and everything is very creamy, like a drink would be, where everything's together.
Cool. So, have you tried? And I may have asked this before on another show, but regarding FA Bavarian cream, have you tried like Capella's or Flavor West Bavarian cream to compare it with FA?
Yes.
And what's the difference? Like how is FA?
It's not as sweet. It's not as sweet as Flavor West. It's not dappy. Flavor West is more custardy to me. It's got more vanilla notes to it. The FA's is more buttery. It's a little more, it's not as sweet. It's a good emulsifier. It's a cream. It's like a heavy cream with some vanilla notes, very little spice, if any. And it's not like their vanilla ice cream. It's not an ice cream. It does not grow into an ice cream. It is thicker. It is Bavarian cream. It's not overly sweet though. I think that Flavor West is sweet. It's good in some applications, but not in this. I was not trying to add any more sweetener to it. It is sweet enough to me. And I don't use sweetener often, and when I do, it's 0.25. So one side of me, because I know that it's supposed to be such a sweet drink, wanted to add 0.25 of sweetener, but luckily I didn't lose my mind, and I waited to taste it before I did that because it is sweet enough. If I would have added sweetener, it would have ruined it. For me. For other people, they might need the sweetener.
Yeah, Adam Fleming asked if TFA sweet cream has a sour note. And to me, it does like right away, but that sour note steeps out. To me, anyway. Right. So, and with the other creams, it blends in probably perfectly. I think this is a really good use of sweet cream. I wouldn't have said, why do you use sweet cream? But
but I'm used to saying that.
Like it thickens up the fresh cream a bit, like it, right?
Right, and I used it low. I mean, I didn't use a crazy amount of it, like sweet cream.
Yeah,
I've used it as high as 2% in some recipes, and at 1%, it was like me cutting it in the middle to try to just not bring too much of the tart sour notes in there, and still have the creamy part of it.
1% normally is the highest I use. There's one old recipe that I still will mix up from time to time for friends of friends, like people that like mixes. And every time I mix it, I cringe because it has 4% sweet cream. 4%. I'm like, what was I thinking? But it was one of my earlier mixes when I didn't know what I was doing. But people still like this mix. And I'm just like, all right, here we go.
Well, it serves the purpose of, instead of using cheesecake, I can use sweet cream in some instances. So I'm sure at that 4%, it comes through more of a cheesecake than sweet cream.
Yeah.
So like a milkier cheesecake,
Mm-hmm.
When somebody tells me I don't have any cheesecake and there's cheesecake, an actual cheesecake in a recipe, I tell them use some sweet cream and add some vanilla and some
cheesecake. Because it has a more pleasant sour note to me than like Capella New York cheesecake. I can't stand Capella New York cheesecake because to me it's too sour. Like or TFA sweet cream it's a nicer, more pleasant sour note. Although
I like Capella New York cheesecake.
Yeah.
So I don't think I taste the sour notes in the sweet cream. Although I do, it is a steeper. It is at 3 days, it's good. But I would say that it's 3 days old. So that's what I'm saying. It's pretty good. But I think that in 2 weeks, everything should balance even better.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. It's your turn. What did you think? What'd you play with? And why did you come up with that?
The main component of my mix Mine's just a bourbon cream with mint. The main component of my mix is Real Flavors aged bourbon cream. I had just gotten this in, and because I think one of maybe Seduced, one of his recipes uses it, and it looked good, and I'm like, oh, I don't have it. So, and he said it was good, so I got it, and I wanted to play with it. And like, well, this is the perfect opportunity to use it. You know, it's a cream, it's got bourbon in it. Let's go. And it's a nice to really good, like a smoky, almost like a barrel aged like cream with a little bit of bourbon in it. Like the bourbon in it isn't very sharp or boozy. It's kind of more of a, I mean, the bourbons there is noticeable, but it's a smooth kind of mellow bourbon in this flavor. So I thought, so that I did that 1.5%, and then I backed that cream up with Flavor cream, because Flavor cream, yeah, 1%. And then I wanted, because it was showing some spice in the picture, I did just 0.5% of Flavora eggnog. Eggnog is just a great flavor. You know, it can do a lot of things. It doesn't just have to be like an eggnog, and it's got a good balance of spices. And it just 0.5%. It wasn't like trying to fight with the peppermint. Like the whole thing is I didn't want spice and peppermint like clashing with each other. And
yeah, that's the same thing I didn't want. So I understand that completely.
And so it doesn't do that. It just kind of lays in the background very nicely. And then I bumped up the aged bourbon cream with Kentucky bourbon, 1%. Because I tried it at first without it, and it wasn't boozy enough. But I didn't want a sharp boozy flavor like a Flavor bourbon or a Vape Train bourbon. I wanted that kind of syrupy, mellow, unobtrusive bourbon that TFA Kentucky bourbon has to offer. And then I did 0.5% of TFA peppermint. And I used TFA peppermint because Flavor peppermint was too sharp, like too jarring, like cooling, you know what I mean? And Capella's peppermint was too sweet, like too candied. So this is kind of right in between sharp and cooling and candied, and it's kind of has the best of both worlds, and it tastes just like, to me, just like a candy cane taste. So I was just trying to go for the, like you're using the candy cane to stir this drink, and it, a little bit of it melted in the drink and whatever. It's weird. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of boozy mixes, so I don't enjoy this mix. However, I let my wife try this, and she is really, really picky when it comes to what she vapes. There's like everything I make for her is like really simple stuff, but there's only a few things that she likes, and she seemed to like this mix. So I'm like, okay, this is the one I'll go with. But yeah.
Well, that's good. I after an afterthought, I was thinking, I don't know why I didn't think about using Flavor West candy cane, because it has almost no peppermint in some of the candy.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't have that flavor, so
it's got very little bit of the coolness to it. I think it was mostly because I was trying to find that coolness. In your mix, I noticed that we went very different. Like your Flavora eggnog is at 0.5. Very little bit of that spice. Where I went like higher on that.
Yeah. You went more spice and less peppermint. I went more peppermint and less spice. And I just think it was just, you can't go high on both. You have to kind of choose one because they are very conflicting flavors. And I just wanted like the feel of the spice more than the, I didn't want it to be like a spicy drink. I just wanted it to have like a presence. And I just wanted the peppermint to take a little bit more of a front stage than that. It's still not a very peppermint forward drink at all. Like, to me, the bourbon and the creams, they're the star of this mix, and then the spice and the peppermint are in the background. But you do get a little bit more of the peppermint than the spice of the eggnog. But it's pretty good. It's weird, but it's pleasant. You know, it's not. There's nothing like there's no off notes to it. There's nothing that's gross about this mix. It's just not my cup of tea.
Right. And would you say that it's refreshing?
Yeah, it does have a little bit of that. Only 0.5% TFA peppermint isn't very much, but it does have a little bit, enough of the cooling from the peppermint and the sweetness to be kind of refreshing. You know, like it's not just this hot spicy cream. You know, it's got a little bit of.
Is it more creamy or more boozy?
I would probably say I don't know. They're very well balanced, but I would have to say the cream is a little bit more cream than booze.
That 1%.
But the floor cream really thickens things up. But they're very well balanced, and they're very, you know, they share the stage, so to speak. So yeah, the aged bourbon cream, there's a bourbon taste to it, to melon, but it's not very strong at all. Like it's a very kind of background bourbon, smooth, mellow bourbon to it. So that's why I added the Kentucky bourbon, just to kind of bump it up a little bit more, so you can. So because I wanted you to think, because before it was just kind of eggnog with a candy cane in it, without the Kentucky bourbon, and I wanted it to be. I mean, that bottle in the picture, in the background of the picture, you know, like it's a bourbon bottle. Like I wanted it to be more authentic to that picture. So I wanted it to be like, yeah, this is an alcoholic drink, you know?
Yeah. Would you say that the bourbon cream has a vanilla note in it?
If it does, it's not very strong. I don't really recall much vanilla in it. Like it's just more of kind of a barrel aged cream, like an oaky type cream.
That sounds delicious, actually.
It is really good. Yeah, it's a pretty good. I'm gonna be throwing it in a few recipes just to keep trying it out, because it is a good flavor.
Pretty interesting. So, out of all those things that you put in there, would you say that, I know it's not your cup of tea, but if you had to replace, is there anything you would replace in it now?
I might try it without the peppermint.
You too?
So, so I would either, I think the eggnog and the peppermint, I would do two different mixes. One without the eggnog and more peppermint, and then the other one without the peppermint and more eggnog.
Yeah, that's fair enough, because that's the same. I mean, I would, if I was to remake mine, I would take out the peppermint.
Yeah, that candy cane really threw a wrench in her.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. No, it does something to the booze. It does something to the booze that is not quite right.
It gives it some. Oh, really? See, I think it gives it a little bit more authenticity. It gives it some bite, where you wouldn't, wouldn't have that. Because a lot of booze flavors, even though they're good and they're boozy, they don't have like that sharpness to them that is very authentic. And I think the peppermint kind of works in that favor.
Well, I agree with that, but I think WS-23 would do a better job.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah, for that bite, I think so. Taking away the sweetness of the peppermint. But I mean, that's for mine. In mine in particular, I haven't tasted yours. I don't have any of those flavors. The Flavora eggnog and the Flavora cream. Those are the ones I have. So, anyhow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like custards or creams that I've been trying lately, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, a little bit of black fire or like a little bit of something to kind of make it toasty would be good. And I'm wondering now, like if I add this to those cream recipes, even though it does have a little bit of bourbon.
Have you played with black fire in bourbons or in creams?
No, I haven't. But I think I've tried black fire in like one recipe, but I know it kind of has that like toasted note, almost burnt note. You know that. I think
if you try it, I suggest you use a toothpick and you put it in there and you stick the toothpick in your mix and mix it up, and then let it sit a couple of days because it is really upfront when you first do it, but it falls back if you use just a tiny bit. Like I have black fire diluted at 10% dilution of it for that purpose, so that I can still do a 30 ml and put 1 drop and not have to do the whole toothpick thing. So a 10 ml of black fire will go a long, long way.
Okay. I don't know. I just think that like I need something that sometimes creams just to make them, just give them a little depth. They need something a little like.
Well, I find black fire goes really well with cinnamons.
Oh yeah.
Like with bakeries that have cinnamon in it, anything like a Danish swirl type of an apple cinnamon something. I mean, just a tiny little bit does the cooking part of it. Cooks the top. I like it. I used to hate it. I used to hate that flavor till I put it inside an apple pie. And then I was like, oh wow, an apple pie with bourbon and, you know, lots of creams and just a little bit of black fire. That was the ingredient that threw it over the edge.
Nice.
Nice. So let's see what we have going on in chat. Have you been checking the chat? You been keeping up with these folks?
Yeah, not really saying much.
Yeah, Eddie Tooney says that your recipe would have been perfect for the milk tart challenge.
Oh yeah, the sweet cream. I mean, we were talking about the sweet cream. Yeah, it would have.
DeMillan says, next time tape a tiny candy cane to the bottle, it's problem solved.
We should have. See, this is why sometimes I wish we would have talk about our mixes before we go on, because I would have wanted to talk to Rin and see that she didn't use the peppermint. I'm like, all right, problem solved. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been like, X, hold on, let me rewrite this without the peppermint. Then we can uniform on it. Just have a bourbon cream.
Well, I mean, that's what the beauty of like interpretation is. Yeah. Like it could be like anything, really. I try not to verge too far away from what it's supposed to be, because then it's kind of pointless. But then at the same time, if you're always going by exactly what's pictured, it doesn't really give you a whole lot of like artistic freedom to just do whatever. And if something's just not working, it's just not going to work. And
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like I already did an eggnog with peppermint in it, so that was my mint.
Yeah,
I ain't doing another mint.
No, it totally makes sense. And I really like yours because it's so different. Like using the honey roasted peanuts and with this smooth cappuccino cream, and you know all you Illuminati vanilla swirl freaks out there are gonna hate me, but Wonder Flavors vanilla cream extra is like hands down one of the best vanillas you can use. I think that your mix looks fantastic.
I haven't tried that from Wonder Flavors, so I might have to try that. I think I have it.
Me too. It's good. It's just so just rich and just smooth, and it's really good vanilla.
Have you tried it, Rin?
It was in my mix.
Duh.
That's why she was talking about it. I tried Holy Vanilla in one version too, and it took over everything, as it always does. I love that flavor, but unless you want everything to be vanilla and everything else to take a backseat, I don't recommend it personally.
I think I almost used wholly vanilla, so I decided I didn't want vanilla in mine.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys noticed, but I used the Flavora custard, not their vanilla custard, because I was also avoiding the vanilla in mine. That's also why there's Bavarian cream instead of vanilla swirl, because I'm one of those vanilla swirl people. But I was trying to avoid the vanilla. I wanted it there, but just a tiny bit.
You're one of the people that doesn't like it or overuses it.
Huh?
Is it? Sorry. You're one of what people? Like one that overuses it or one that doesn't?
I do like vanilla swirl. I use vanilla swirl a lot.
So she's in the overuse camp.
Yeah.
No,
I use it a lot.
Vanilla swirl is like the Swiss Army knife flavor. You know, that stuff goes in everything. It really is it's a good flavor, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking vanilla cream extra is close to beating it out for me right now. I've just been on a kick lately.
I'm gonna have to try it and see how much of a butter note it has in it. Does it have a butter note?
Not really. I mean, it's rich, like it's dappy, but I don't really get like much butter from it.
Okay. Fair enough. I have to try it. I think Rin sent me some.
Nice.
Of which one?
The Wonder Flavors.
The vanilla cream?
Yeah.
I don't know. I sent you a lot of the new ones.
Do you get any butter from it, Rin?
I haven't. I don't know that I've tried it by
itself.
Yeah, she froze.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna throw it in here and see what happens.
Yeah, because you can do that. It's a good vanilla because it's not too it's not a very bright vanilla and it's not too dark either. So it's a very kind of good middle of the road vanilla that you can put in a lot of things to add that vanilla note, and it's rich, so it helps creams and it helps, because it's a very dappy flavor. It's good.
Yeah, I don't know if I get butter. Like their buttercream for sure, which I also thought about using, but I'm like, I don't know.
Have we heard if Leilani's going to come visit with us soon?
She is.
She is.
So like the next round of stuff, she should be on with us.
Very good. I'm excited. She's in chat.
Hey, maybe we should, we can talk later, but.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say too. I know exactly what you're going to say.
I don't know if that's happening.
So we just had a conversation. What you're saying?
Yeah. That's a great idea. We'll talk later. But anyway, so
Leilani's throwing smoke bombs in chat.
Yeah. She's awesome. She helps us out quite a bit.
Hey, I wonder if the people in chat are active enough in the Facebook to notice our new banner.
And it's our YouTube banner, it's the same one. We're kind of going for a new look, freshen things up a bit,
It's really girly though. It's really pretty.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it looks cool. But
yeah, we have an awesome designer.
Yes, we do. not just that. I think that it sets us apart. Like our channel is totally different than the rest of the guy channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing against the guys. We love y'all.
Just something different.
And it's girly without being all like glitter and rainbow.
Yeah.
It's a strong graphic, but yet it's still girly.
Yeah.
It's elegant.
Dainty.
There you go, Ren. It's elegant. We are elegant, guys.
Yes, there's Illuminati messaging in all of our stuff.
Absolutely. Everything we have has subliminal messages.
Yeah.
Right. Watch us.
Anyway, so are we going to talk about how we're going to do this giveaway, or are we waiting? Because I think we pretty much.
Go ahead.
I was just like, we pretty much decided by chat, most people want us to do the more people, less flavors route. So it gives more people an option or chance to win.
Yeah, and I think to even kind of further that, because there are some people that probably, because of scheduling conflicts or whatever, can't watch us live. I think maybe we should have a couple of those winners maybe by Facebook.
I agree.
We're like the majority, so like maybe have three of the winners, that are participating in chat and viewing and watching us live. But then have a couple that we figure out somehow to give away through our Facebook, and that way, if for some reason they can't, they can still have a chance to win.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I don't think that we'll be able to discuss it here and come up with a solution right off the bat. So it's something that we'll have to talk backstage about and come up with.
We'll iron it out and have it all set up for next week. And
yeah, because next week's a chit chat show, isn't it?
Yeah, chit chat.
Cool. I wonder if any of our girls in chat would like to join us for chit chat. Have we talked to any of our girls?
No, but yeah, any of our guests that have been on and that are in chat, Leilani or DeMillan or anybody else that are out there that would like to come on for chit chat, hit us up, and
it would be hilarious to have Eileen on.
Yes. Oh my God, girl, do you have a webcam?
Eileen, you have to come on. She can't because she's Skittles, so
Yeah,
hey, Skittles is welcome to come on too. Bring out that wig.
That's right.
The little rouge on.
Yeah, he can rock a mini skirt. I've seen it.
And we don't discriminate on the chit chat show. We can have guys on.
Yeah,
we like to pick on you guys.
Yeah. So make sure you're here next week, because that's probably when we're going to be doing that chat portion of the giveaway, correct?
Make sure you watch next week for more chances to win, and then keep an eye on our Facebook page for other chances.
Yeah, check out our Facebook.
I don't know. I wonder if anybody, the people in our chat, are on our Facebook also. I think most of the most.
So, yeah.
I think so.
We've got quite a few members on our Facebook page. So
I see a couple of very new people in this chat today. You know?
Yeah, like flu balls.
Yeah.
Tara.
Yeah. Very good. You're welcome. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're not going to do the fresh thing. We'll be here for like 7:30.
I like that he does that, but that's just not our style.
Yeah, no thanks.
All right. Well, we want to say a quick thank you to all of our sponsors, Flavora and E-cig Express, of course, Bull City Flavors, and Scott over at all the flavors for helping us out, and Wayne for promoting our channel. And everyone have a good night. Have a good week.
Good night, guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.